You're now tuned into the Paul Kennebrew Show. We got a special guest in the building. Want me to introduce you, or you going to introduce yourself?
You can introduce me. I think it's great.
Brother Joseph Ryan, one of my favorite travelers in the whole entire world. Welcome, brother. How can I help you today?
Well, I'm here to talk about our nonprofit. Our name of our nonprofit is Heaven Sent Community Services and Veterans Assistance. We work with the seniors, the disabled, and our veterans, and most of all, our forgotten people here in the state of Florida, our homeless that are being arrested and sent to jail for being homeless. State of Louisiana is passing a law that's going to take the homeless people of our great country, especially our veterans, who fought, died, and killed for this country. If they're homeless, they're going to turn around and get a misdemeanor the first time and a felony the second. We don't think that's right. Here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get some land from the county of Osceola so that we can start a center that would consist of trainings, affordable housing, a place where the people, our veterans, and our people, citizens that are on drugs have a 30-day tryout period. They then turn around and get involved with the rest of our program. We'll retrain them because a lot of the veterans in that, they got trainings, but they need more trainings to be able to find a job out here. Most of us, the combat veterans, know just that. They've been trained for combat. So we have to retrain them. What are you going to do with a combat thing out here? There ain't much you can do with it. So we're going to turn around. We're offering mess, Gilman Chef. We're going to be offering carpentry, masonry, some tours like that. One of our gentlemen, Darrell White from Mississippi, who's running our Mississippi branch of our office, has 38 different classes that he has taken under the United States Army. He was Special Forces, retired as a Master Sergeant. He then turned around, had run Vets Working Program, which was a distribution program for veterans, seniors, and disabled. He came on board with us. Tim Lehman, Pennsylvania, United States Air Force, switched over to United States Army. He turned around and he had done computers and other things, and he turned around and came on board with me. We have Alex Lowe. He was a kind of unique situation. He was homeless from September until December. I ran into him here at Hart Library when I was building our website. He was a veteran dependent. That's one part of our program that needs extra care, because nobody's taking care of the dependents. My son, he's high functioning Asperger's. There was no help for him. Once our disabled graduate from high school, they have the chance to go to college, yes. A lot of them can't make that. So what they do is they turn around and they fall through the cracks. Some of them, like my son, who's high functioning, he called his mom a whore. July 12th. I had smacked him with my finger. And I went to jail for it. I'm Asperger's. I'm high functioning autistic. I was in the United States Navy. I'm a United States Navy combat vet. That's all I'm going to say about that. I then came in and I decided to keep giving. Sorry for closing my eyes. To keep giving and keep serving. So I joined the American Red Cross. At that point, I then turned around and we had a flood in our town. It was Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Nobody could get into us. I opened the shelter. I ran the shelter for 4 days by myself. All the time I was under Red Cross, FEMA, and my own nonprofit of 10 years, MDR Disaster Relief and Veterans Outreach. I had gotten $1 million from Northern Jurisdiction Scottish Rite. They had turned around and sent me to Louisiana, Baton Rouge, in 2016 to rebuild. At that point, I realized we need a nonprofit that ain't gonna say no. A nonprofit that ain't gonna sit there and say, oh, I don't have the money. Because that's what they did to me after I came out of the military. It was me and my wife and my son. We needed assistance. I went to Catholic Charities. I went to Salvation Army. Nobody had any funding. It was right before Thanksgiving. I'll never forget that day. And I decided at that point, we need a nonprofit that works with our veterans, our seniors, and our disabled. And help them. Not say no. We got in-kind donations. We got ways to do things without money. I learned that from disaster. You can't make money on working disasters. You need to have other fundings. So, that's what we do. We were going after grants. Thanks to the VA opportunity, we can open that. We're gonna be opening the HUD grant program too, because I've been invited by the COC for Osceola and Orange County to come talk to them. So that opens HUD, so that we can help people pay rent. Because down here in the state of Florida and a lot of other states, you need 3 times the amount of the rent to be able to turn around and rent a house. Us on VA, we can't do that. We barely get enough money. Even when you're serving in the uniform, and I'm talking any branch, we're usually $2, maybe $3 above poverty. We're not by much. And because of that, we're not eligible for any help. Out here, if they want 3 times the amount of rent, our veterans can't afford the apartments. These poor people out here on the street can't afford it living under disabilities. You sure can't afford it with the little bit of allotment that we get from the Department of Children and Families. So you apply for HUD. There's a 3-year waiting list for housing and urban development. They say there's money out there for affordable housing. They say there is land out there under 3 different Florida rulings. Well, you gotta go to the county commissioners. You gotta go to this one, you gotta go to that one. A lot of the times, they don't know the law themselves. Or, well, they're homeless. Let's, kind of push this guy along. They don't really help. So, I was told by an individual county commissioner from St. Cloud, Peg is awesome! That if we had 1,000 signatures, we could do something. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get 1,000 signatures together. Because if anybody cares about our homeless, and about our vets, and about our seniors, and about our disabled, Peggy does. She puts meals out there for Thanksgiving. She does meals out there for Christmas, meals out there for Easter. Peggy does a lot. And that's all I'm going to say about Peggy, because I don't want her mad at me. But yeah, I mean, if you are wondering, my website is Heaven Sent Veterans Outreach.org. Just look up under Google, Heaven Sent Community Services and Veterans Assistance.
And that's where they go to sign a petition, correct?
Yes, it is. You'll look under our page for Heaven Sent Safe Harbor. Safe Harbor is the name of the program. That's what we're trying to build. You'll see particles there, a complete grant program right there on the first page. The next one is where we have our petition. It's going to be Heaven Sent Safe Harbor /petition. And it's right there. And for yous that are homeless, if you go into Heaven Sent Veterans Outreach /store. You can find an area where we can help even more. And just fill it out. Other people don't need to know who yous are or where yous are at. Because a lot of yous are so scared, yous are in hiding. There's nothing yous can do. Yous are on your own. And if yous ain't hiding, you're getting arrested. So if you come to our area under Thor, and that website there is our hammer. So you got, just remember, Thor carries a hammer. Heaven Sent carries a web page with truth and justice. And we try our best to make things work for all people, because you are all just one paycheck away from being homeless. And I talk because I have passion, like I have passion for this, because I do. I know what it's like to be told, oh, we don't have money. I know what it's like to live from paycheck to check. Because that's the way, after I came out of the military, I raised my family. Check to check. We'd go out on a disaster. I'd get a P card. I'd get $800 from Red Cross. I left some of that at home for my family. And I lived on what I had. And I've been seeing people out there. A lady, it's in a parking lot around here in Kissimmee that lives in a camper that needed help. I've seen a lady underneath an overpass, 79 years old, eating cat food because she can't afford to buy food. I've seen veterans that need help and nobody's there. I've seen the homeless needing help. Nobody's there except for some of our nonprofits. And some of them, if you look at the IRS website and look up their 990s, they're making $125,000 to $150,000 a year. Ask yourself one question. Where's that money coming from? Is it coming out of the pockets of our needy? Just ask yourselves, because I'm not able to say what my thoughts are. This is not about Joe's thoughts. This is about yous. And what's right is right. My wife taught me what's right is right. Right now, as far as that, until April, we're separated. Because an officer never followed the law, which states if you have a disabled individual, you need to call a disabled advocate in and turn around and let them see it. Well, in mine and my son's case, you had two. You had myself, which is Asperger's. You had my high-functioning son, which is Asperger's. Nobody called the disability advocate. And I was dumb. I didn't argue. I didn't fight. I thought they were going to take me to City Hall like you see on TV because I've never been in trouble. They didn't do that. They took me to jail. And that was a nightmare. If you want to hear any more, go to my website. Look up from the desk of. Everything's there, even the police reports. I learned working from FEMA, you beat the heck out of the elephant in the room. You prove what's right. And that's the way I live. If it ain't true, I don't say it. My people, my future clients are what matters to me, which matters to Tim Lehman, which matters to Daryl, which matters to Andy, and which matters to my whole entire team, is to take care of what needs to be taken care of in this country.
If people wanted to donate to your cause, where can they donate?
Go to Heaven Sent Veterans Outreach, and we have PayPal there. You can go right there. You can send a check to 1431 Simpson Road, number 1, Kissimmee, Florida, 34744. But before you do that, do me a big favor. Go to my transparency page, number 2, and you will see our 501c3. You will see all of the documents that you need to see. All of our policies are on that site, so that you could tell we're for real. We're honest.
Give them your number and your extension.
My phone number is area code 689. I just got this number in. Hold on one second. I'll show you. Give me a minute. I'm learning it. But I do have a cell phone number, and that is area code 717-623-0164. Sometimes because of my Asperger's, I have trouble remembering. But my phone number is area code 689-204-1989. Extension 101. I can remember the extension. I will get this into my brain. And I do not have as many problems as some of our Asperger people. I designed my own website with the help of Tim Lehman, who said to me, okay, this looks good. That's all he said. I have my degree in computer science, geoengineering, and I've worked for FEMA and Red Cross and my own nonprofit for 25 years. So just because I can't remember my phone number doesn't mean I'm a dummy. I'm just trying to say it's a new number. It's only been in for 2 weeks. It takes me time to memorize it. So sorry I had to read it off my card.
Brother Joseph Ryan, it's been a pleasure. And anytime you need me, you know where to contact me.
I have a brother in arms, and I love him.
Until next time, out of here, you out of here.